Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello guys, this is going to be the first lecture on the subject of organizational behavior, and there are some notices which you have to pay attention to. This semester, you are going to study organizational behavior and the principles of management. And while you're reading and studying both of them, you're gonna find that some overlap between them, because organizational behavior help and support managers in trying to understand their employees. So because of that issue, we're gonna find some concepts which cross both subjects, organizational behavior and management. And you're gonna start with like an introduction to organizational behavior. What is it? What does it do? Why do we need to study it? How is it gonna say in a way broaden our conception about management, and to help us understand management and organizations and how they function, and also be able to analyze organizations on three levels: the macro level, and organization theory help us understand the macro level of organizations and how they interact together and how they behave in the environment and stuff like that. And the second level is the group level, and in any work settings, you're gonna find that there are groups and teams, and say for about 30 or 40 years now, we rely very heavily on using teams to have work done, and having teams give leverage, add a lot to the work of the organization, add a lot of synergy to the kind of outcomes the organization achieves when it relies on teams. Well, to appreciate the concept and the knowledge which you guys gonna acquire about organization behavior, we need to tackle on the concept on the issue of value and value creation. As you're all gonna find out, managers, when we try to describe what managers actually in reality manage, we're gonna find that managers manage resources, and what we know, the phenomenon which we describe as a company. The company is a result of how managers manage the available resources, and the resources managers manage. See anything which managers use in order to have others perform work and achieve the goals. The goals for business organizations are like either goods or services, and whatever it takes in order to produce the products, whether they're goods or services, is considered as a resource. So resources in general are classified into physical resources, like capital, like machines, like tools, like raw material, stuff like that. Whatever is physical, called physical resources. And the second classification is the knowledge. Whatever knowledge you use, like technology, like databases, like whatever it is. Even if you get a piece of research conducted on what customers would like to have, their needs and wants and demands, all are considered like a knowledge resource. And the third classification is the human resources. Human resources are like the people which we manage in order to have them do things for us, for the company. We hire people. We hire people in order to benefit from their effort, energy, education, past experience, all of what they are all about. Okay, as what we rent when we hire employees. So when we manage the resources, we manage the resources in order to achieve some goals which we decided that we need to use the resources in order to achieve. Among the resources, and many people actually say that the most important resource is the human resources. Human resources. They are people. They have brains. They have attitudes. They have energy, which they are able to render to perform the planned work for them, or the assigned work, or the processes required from them. And in order to be able to manage those human resources well, you need to understand them, and you need to know what you can get out of them in order to achieve the goals. And the goals achieved when we succeed to sell them. We said that for business companies, goals reflect the kind of products we offer the market, we sell to customers. The main point here is you have to use the profits gained from selling products in order to create value for those affected by your work, those which you as a company would like to satisfy, those which you need the support, like any company, any organization, any manager need the support from customers, need support from the government, need support from other managers and employees, need support from investors, need support from the community, need support from suppliers, distributors. All of what you guys gonna know these groups are called stakeholders. Stakeholders means those which are classified as the beneficiary of the existence of the organization. They benefit from the existence of the organization. So if you use your profit in order to satisfy their needs, then definitely they're going to support you. Definitely they're going to be an asset for the company, and the company wouldn't be able to exist without them. So the issue of value is so important. We create value for stakeholders, and don't forget, among the stakeholders are our human resources, the other managers and employees. So we cannot get the most out of them, and we cannot offer them the kind of value which they expect from us without really understanding them, without knowing what triggers their effort, without knowing their needs, without knowing what they hope for, without satisfying whatever needs that they may have. So the issue of value is so important for stakeholders, and most important for those who work for us, for those which you get work done through them. our employees, our human resources. Also, it's important for you guys to good idea about what you are expected to learn out of this course. First of all, you have to be able to master how you describe, how you define organizations. Like if I ask you what is an organization, you have to be able to explain and notice that if you memorize what an organization is, and I ask you to describe it, you most likely you ain't gonna be able to have a feeling to grasp what an organization is by just memorizing the terms and the definition. However, it's more important to understand, to be able to visualize what an organization is. So you would be able to describe it to anybody, okay, without having to uh, to uh, to memorize things. So understanding is the best thing to learn and grasp concepts and ideas. However, we also gonna talk about the and explain the OB concept and goals. What are the goals? What are the aims of the field of organization behavior? Also, since if you remember, I just said a while ago that there is an overlap between management and organization behavior. And actually, we cannot separate them. Both organization behavior help managers, support managers. So we're gonna have an idea about what management is and what managers do, and also see as time passes by, innovations, developments, inventions, updated knowledge, all impact our basic values, all impact our understanding. See, the more technology develops, the more we view the same thing in a different way. So there is a difference between the classical view of management and organization and the newer view of organization and management with the which emerged with the human relations movement. And also as we started to experience more developments in the technology, in the business arena, i.e., the more we started to compete, the more nations started to compete together, the more we started to think differently about organizations. Like in the past, it was so easy to ask what is the ideal way to organize work, what is the ideal way to manage. However, as we advanced in knowledge, we started to answer and say, well, if you want to know what is the best way to manage or organize, then tell me the conditions under which you're gonna organize, or under which you're gonna manage. So it all uh, converges on the word, well, it depends. And this gave rise to the contingency approach to management and to organization. Like if anybody asks you, how would you design an organization, you will tell him or her, well, it depends. Tell me the conditions, then I'm gonna tell you how to design. And this started the contingency approach to management. And in understanding or explaining these concepts about management, which will help us in understanding organization behavior, we're gonna know about what are the managerial roles, activities, agendas or strategies and processes, what needs to be done. Also, we're gonna have some knowledge about some of the contemporary management concerns, especially that most companies now are affected by the international environment. Many companies do business outside of their national borders, and of course they are affected by the kind of culture they're gonna face when they do business in other countries, or when they trade with other countries, or when they have subsidiaries, branches, that is, in other countries. So we're going to tackle on some of the contemporary management concerns. So after what we said so far, if anybody asks you what an organization is, what is an organization? When you think about it, if you went to any company, if you went to whether it is private or governmental, whether it is like just think about the tourist company, think about a restaurant, think about any type of organization which you have dealt with before. How would you describe it? First of all, I bet you. First of all, you're gonna say that any organization has people. Well, I tell you, fine. And you're gonna say that any organization has a common goal, which those people work for. Gonna tell you, well, great. And you're gonna tell me that they achieve those goals through their collective effort. Well, I'll tell you, bravo. However, would you tell me a little bit? Would you let me understand more what you mean by that? Gonna tell me that, well, those people work together. They have relationships. They interact together, and in doing so, each of them must have a certain role to perform. And when they enact their roles, their roles overlap. See, when two people interact together, when two people cooperate together, so definitely the roles overlap. It has to be overlap. Nobody works in a vacuum, in isolation from others. You have to work with others, so the roles of all of those work together must overlap somehow. And also the overlap, the interaction create what we say group effort, and they all work for the achievement of a certain end. And if you guys think more about it, the kind of relationships between people who work to achieve a certain goal cannot be randomly spurred out, cannot be randomly enacted. It has to be enacted for a certain purpose. That certain purpose gives direction, and that certain purpose make people enact, each of them enact his or her role in order to have a piece of work done, and the collective work of all of them result in achieving the common goal, the goal which they all work for. So organizations, in short, are like a social invention, and which means that they have people working together, and each of them has a role, and their roles overlap, and they interact together in a certain way. That certain way is called structure. See, if you do a piece of work, and I do another piece of work, and then both of us are required to cooperate together in order to put the pieces each of us worked on, put them together to make a whole outcome. Then we say that we have a structure. Okay, So the enactment, the performance, the playing of the different roles result in creating a structure. So the structure, and through the structure we are able to figure out the kind of group effort. So organizations are like any organizations, like a social entity. It has people, so it is like a social invention, with the presumption that when people work together, people work in teams or groups, the collective outcome of their working together will produce more work than that had each of them worked on his or her own. When people work as a group, they have more outcome than that of each individual working alone. And they all work together in order to accomplish goals, and the accomplishment of goals is achieved through the collective effort of the whole organization, of the whole group. Now, what is the behavior of people in organizations? The behavior of people in organizations reflect the attitudes which people have about work, about others, about management, about their jobs, about how their tasks are delineated or are assigned to them, and consequently their behaviors, how they behave individually, how they behave in groups. All that is classified as organizational behavior or behavior in organizations. Also, how organizations can be structured more effectively. See, if you know the attitudes of people, if you know why people behave in a certain way, then definitely you're going to be able to decide on how to design the work, how to structure their roles through knowledge about how they feel about things, about how they interact with others, and the reasons for their interaction, and also how the external environment and the many events in it affect the organization. See, for instance, in times of economic crisis, you're going to find that everything inside the organization is affected. Why? Because of the economic crisis. It's part of the environment, and any organization is affected by environment. And think about it. After all, those people who work and make up what we call an organization, they are coming from the external environment. They are coming from the environment around us. So they are affected by the context. They are affected by the environment surrounding them. So whether it is economic conditions, whether it is social conditions, whether it is technological conditions, whether no matter what conditions surrounds the organization, is considered as part of the external environment. And of course, external environment affect organizations and those who work inside organizations and make up the organization itself. Now, since organizational behavior is concerned about the behavior of the people, of our human resources at work, then it is needed to have a good idea about what is human resource management. Human resource management, when you manage human resources, it's so important to have programs, practices, systems, in order to have the coherent set of roles and policies and procedures regarding how to recruit employees, how to select them, how to make up compensation packages for them, and train and develop them. Train them and teach them the new practices, the new technologies, how to perform new tasks, and also to develop them, develop their skills, develop their knowledge, develop their abilities, and it's so important to advance the skills and knowledges which our human resources have. Also, knowledge of organization behavior help to understand the use and effectiveness of human practices. Well, after all what we said, it becomes obvious now to explain why do we study organization behavior. Even for those who are not managers, knowledge about organization behavior is very interesting. It's very important because see, knowledge about human nature, about why people behave in certain ways, and why people succeed, and why companies in general fail, why groups fail to achieve their goals because of internal conflict, maybe because of lack of performing their roles. Knowledge about the organization behavior is very interesting to us because it explains a lot. It also is very important because it provides us with profound knowledge regarding how managers should act, should direct, should control employees, and also it gives them an idea about consumers, why consumers behave in certain ways, how they make decisions, how they rationalize their buying behavior. It's very important to acquire knowledge about that stuff. It also makes a difference. See, when you have knowledge about organization behavior, you may be able to not only understand the individuals' attitudes, but you may also be able to change their attitudes. It also gives us insight about why some companies become more successful than others, about how human resources may be a valuable asset in competition against other companies, and how human resources, how individuals, how employees may help us create and also become our competitive advantage, the advantage with the edge, the advantage which we if we utilize them well, we may have a competitive advantage over other companies through our human resources. So it does help us to make a difference, and also to make our organizations more effective than other organizations, than other competitors. After all of what we said, it becomes so very obvious that organization behavior has certain goals. Mainly, there are three. Those three goals are predicting, explaining, and managing behavior, managing people at work. See, gaining knowledge about organization behavior make us as managers more able to understand the human behavior, why people behave in certain ways, and once we're able to understand the behavior, then we're going to be able to explain that behavior. We're going to be able to explain the causes of the behavior. We're going to be able to explain the factors which make people behave in certain ways. And once we're able to identify those factors, then we're going to be able to predict their future behavior. I.e., if I present somebody with some money, I may know that that person is in need of money, and if I promise to give them like a bonus, raise in the salary in return for achieving some goals, then I will know that that person will be motivated. That person will perform the job better because they need that money. However, some other people may need to be recognized of being, say, the one of the best employees, or the best of all employees. A person like this may become a high performer if he or she knows that had they done their work well, exceptionally well, that they're going to be recognized as the best employee. So knowing the factors which impact the behavior make us able to predict the future behavior of people. And if we are able to predict the future behavior of people, then we're going to be able to control them. And once you control the behavior of people, then definitely you become better managers. As we said before, management involves the managing of resources, the three classification of resources we mentioned before, and the resources are managed in order to achieve certain goals based on evaluation, anticipation for the environment, the surrounding environment, and so many things, like the customer needs and wants, like the condition of the competition in the market, and the economic conditions, so many things. So goals are decided based on an evaluation, an appreciation for the environment surrounding us. However, we have to know that managers are not supposed to do work by hand, but they do work by orchestrating the efforts of others. So they have work done through others, through managing others. That's why so many people say that management is a challenge, and it is a challenge because you as a manager, you become responsible about work done which you do not do yourself, but you have others orchestrated in order to do it. And a behavior can be explained and predicted, then it can be managed, and the OB involves analysis, while management is about action. So you use knowledge regarding organization behavior in order to be able to analyze behavior of people behave in certain ways, so you would be able to control them. And once you are able to control them, then you focus on their performing of their jobs and tasks. However, effective management involves evidence-based management, and evidence-based management is so important, as we're going to see in a moment. So even though we put frameworks regarding how people behave, we have to consider the kind of practical knowledge, the knowledge which we gain from social sciences, from research on organizations, from practical applied research on individuals, real hard data about the real world, how people behave in real world, in real organizations, in real companies, help us to mesh both together, mesh our frameworks with evidence from real life. So it's very important to base our decisions and make decisions based on evidence from real life, not just theoretical frameworks. And once we are able to do that, then definitely the evidence-based management result in better attainment of goal and success for the company.